So I've kind of forgotten a lot of it, but it started out where I was like going hiking or camping with my friend Kaylee, who in real life was my girlfriend from 3rd to 6th grade, um, who now has babies. And, anyways, I was going camping or hiking with her and some other friends, and then we like split off to try and go find spots or something. And then we ended up at this like weird, like surrounded by nature was this like weird crazy like mall city. And I went in and like it was just so fancy, but it just like didn't match the landscape where we were. And like I went in to try and find a restroom, and then I like went to these shops, but it was like stairs. And then I ended up seeing Kaylee again, and then there was like a shop that was like a Warhol or like some really cool art shop, and I was like, ooh, what's this? And then Kaylee and I like went out through this one store, and then it was almost like New York City was on one side. There was like this really busy street, and we were trying to find a way out. And then next thing you know, we're like swimming, and it's like being videotaped, and I can see pictures of us like coming to the surface, and but I'm still doing it. And then whenever I actually got to the surface, Joe was there and someone else, and I like knew that they'd been trying to contact me, but I couldn't respond. I was like, and they were like, could you not respond? I was like, no, I didn't have any service. And then we like somehow found a spot, I guess. And then all of a sudden, like later, we're like in a cabin, and I'm stoned, and I'm like talking about, I was kind of rambling. I was talking about something, I can't remember what it was, and then I realized I was stoned and I was rambling, and like I haven't been smoking, so I was like, oh, I should finish what I'm saying. These people are listening. And I was kind of like doing the dishes, and then I was like getting rid of, there was like 3 cups, and like I had my stuff, my food remains in one, and I just dumped it into one of them, and then I realized I dumped it into like this tiny little cup that was like for water, and the other 2 were like dirty. And then so I was like trying to get all the food out of that to like just keep the water, and then I could see out the window, and there was a goat, and it was like kind of eerie, this vibe that we were in. But then I noticed the goat was pregnant, and I was like, y'all, the goat's pregnant. And it was clear, and the goat was pregnant with a boy wearing shin guards, and he was just like smiling at me, and he was in the placenta, but it was like clear, I could see through it, and it was just walking around. And I was like, there's a baby boy in there, y'all. And they were like, what? And then they said something like that would make sense, that like, but like it was this weird boy with a bowl cut, like smiling at me through the placenta, and the goat wearing shin guards like a soccer player. What the fuck? And then I was like trying to like watch it and figure out. Crazy. It was also like deserty, like kind of like Arches, Utah. Man, the shit people dream about is insane. Like, what the fuck?